Are you looking for a camera that is packed full of rich features like no other Instax Mini camera out there? Well, look no further than the Instax Mini 90 Neo Classic. Let's get into it.
You know the type of guy that was a jock in high school but ended up becoming a huge nerd? You know, someone that's not afraid to make a fool of themselves on the internet. And someone that likes to shoot Polaroid a little too much. Did I say huge nerd? You know, just an ordinary, everyday guy. Well, that's me. I'm just another Chris.
So, this camera has been heavily requested for me to check out. I see the comments, don't you worry. So I'm finally taking a look at it today. And special shout out to Molly from the Eclectic Chrome YouTube channel for loaning me her camera. She was recently on an episode of my podcast and made a quick appearance in a video where I traveled the country so my friends could shoot pack film. If you want to see those videos and a link to her YouTube channel, link is in the description. I recently took us on a road trip to Astoria, Oregon, and I shot a bunch of photos along the way. And I gotta say, this thing is absolutely incredible. This is probably the best Instax Mini camera I have ever used. It has got every feature you could want. It's got a variety of different modes that you can choose from. One of them being really cool and really unique, and that is party mode, which we'll get into in just a second. Some of the other features that it has is it's got landscape. It has kid mode. Yeah, just for capturing faster motion, because apparently kids are hard to take pictures of. It has macro mode, which is pretty cool. Double exposure even. That's pretty sweet if you're into that sort of thing. It even has bulb mode. That's really cool, even though it doesn't have the ability to remote shutter it. You have to press and hold it down yourself. You gotta make sure it's on a sturdy tripod because you bumping that camera while you're holding it can cause a blurry image. And yes, I did say mount it to a tripod because it has a tripod mount on the bottom with a 1/4 thread, which you don't see on Instax cameras like at all. But let's go back to that party mode like I was mentioning. Have you ever taken pictures with Instax photos like indoors at a party or just indoors in general, and you take a picture of a person and they're just completely blown out and with a black background? Well, the party mode actually helps with that. It will allow the background to be exposed a little bit better as well as your subject. I think the way it achieves it is a couple of different ways, but one of them could be where when you press the shutter button, it opens the shutter and then fires the flash a little late. That way it's capturing more light for a little bit longer. Could be wrong, or maybe in reverse. But either way, it's really cool and it does work. So I just did a quick test with it to show you what you can do. And here's the first photo I took where it was just in regular mode with the flash on, and you can kind of see the background, but it's mostly just black. But then I take a picture with the party mode on and the background is a lot more visible. Really nice feature, because most of the time when you're using an Instax Mini camera, it's at an event, at a party somewhere with a lot of people, and it's gonna be dark, so you have to be using your flash. It's gonna drastically improve your party pictures, or just your indoor shots in general. Really neat feature. Keep that in mind when shooting with this thing. And then it has exposure compensation, but a little bit different than most. It actually has 3 options. It has darken, then it has lighten, and then the lighten plus. It just keeps the shutter open a little bit extra longer than it normally would, just to brighten your image a little bit longer, which you don't see that. It's usually just lighten or darken, and that's all. Has a self timer and it has control over your flash. Yes, thank you. Instax cameras, this is about the only one. This is one of the few Instax cameras that's made by Fuji that has that ability to have a little control over your flash. You can turn it in auto mode, so sometimes it will fire, sometimes it won't. You can turn the flash on, so it will guarantee the flash will go on every single time you shoot it, and you can turn it off. Yeah. And not only can you turn the flash on, you can use the flash with bulb mode. Yeah, so you can kind of do what I was saying with the party mode, but you have control over it. The bulb mode only goes up to 10 seconds though. That's kind of a bummer, but still, pretty cool feature. You got options. It's kind of clever. The shutter button, it doubles as your selfie mirror. Most of the Instax cameras have the little mirror on the front of the lens. Well, this one has it built into the button itself. And not only does it have a button on the front, it has one on the side so you can take it in landscape mode. The next crazy feature this thing has is a rechargeable battery, and it's removable. Yeah, a $600 camera from Polaroid doesn't even have a removable, rechargeable battery. Polaroid, take note. Oh, and it does come with its own charger. It's not like a USB-C cable or anything. You take the battery out and put it in. So if you wanted to, you could track down a second battery and swap them out while you're out shooting. Not have to worry about recharging it via a cable. But honestly, the battery in this thing lasts just a long time. I've not charged it since I've had it, but I haven't had it all that long. From what I've seen online, people can go months without charging this thing. So that's pretty cool. Now it does have this ring on the front. It's kind of funky. When you turn on the camera and you press the mode button to cycle the modes, you just keep pressing, and it will cycle through all the settings. Or you can press the mode button and then use the dial to cycle through your settings. But once it lands on one and settles, you have to press the mode button again and then the dial to cycle. It would have been nice just to be able to move the dial. That would have been pretty cool, but I guess it's an extra feature. But man, the photos they get for this is pretty stinking stellar. Like I said, I took us on a recent road trip down to Astoria, Oregon, and shot with this. And that video is actually going to be coming later. So consider subscribing if you want to see that, where I actually just go out, shoot some stuff, had a good time. And man, you can get some beautiful photos. That Radio Shack one, and I think that might be my favorite one. Maybe the Hotel Elliott sign. That one was really good too. But either way, this thing is awesome, and you can get some good accessories for it. Molly has this leather case that I thought was going to be kind of lame and cumbersome. It's a little cumbersome, but it's one of the few cases I've used for these types of cameras that I don't necessarily mind. It's kind of nice. It's like an ever-ready case, so when you're ready to shoot, you undo a couple of the clasps and you kind of twist the case around. This also pops off, and then you can take your shot. Pretty cool. The only thing it does kind of a bummer with it is the tripod mount. I don't see how that's gonna actually work with this case. You gotta have to really get in there and ream it, and you might damage the case itself. So you have to take it out to really use that. But other than that, this case is really nice, and it has a strap with a quick release. Neat little extra accessory. Consider checking it out if you're going to be getting this camera. Highly recommend it. Now, this is a few years old. I think this came out like 5 or 6 years ago. It's not new. They did release a newish updated version of this. It's the Instax Mini 99, I believe. Retails for, I think, $200. Pretty steep. I believe this was close to that range too when it came out, if not the same price. But if you're looking for like the best Instax Mini camera to buy, I would go for this one. I haven't used the new Mini 99. Honestly, it's kind of a gimmicky camera. It has some interesting features. Maybe I will review it one day. But this thing, I would still probably leaning more towards this just from what I have seen from that other updated version of it. This is a great camera, but if you can find one, I suggest you get yourself one. And now let's move over to a brand new little segment that I'm starting here on the channel, and that is reading comments from the last video. So the last video that I did was on shooting pack film across the country, so my friends could experience it for the first time. Really, really fun video. It took literally a year and 1 month to complete, and it was a great one. Let's see here. Let's kick it off with From Another Day Film. It says, got paid to shoot like 10 packs of this for someone's wedding reception. Oh my gosh, that would be so much fun. I want to know more information about it. How did that person know what pack film was? Were they a photographer themselves? Next one up is from Oz137. It says, please make a video of SQ10 camera. Yeah, so came out many years ago. A lot of times I get these comments from people who have watched my videos 4 or 5 years ago or longer, and I mention I don't know about it. And I might not have known about that camera then. I do know about it now. I don't have one. If I can get my hands on one, I will. It is pretty cool. But yeah, it's just the Evo, it's a digital camera with a printable square Instax format. Tundino24 says, hi, what was the expiration date? Oh, this is what I forgot to mention in the video itself. It was actually expiration of 2017. Manual Poet, sorry, I'm butchering it, says, I thought you could only bleach the negatives with black and white film. So no, you can actually do it with color. I've seen it done on FP100C specifically. Polaroid did make some, I think it was 665, and it produced a negative as well as a positive right out of the box. You didn't have to do anything, which is really cool. Never shot it. Probably never will get to. But if you have some, let me know. Send it to me. I want to try it out and make a video about it. Neski Pal says, why'd you cut your intro? I missed your intro. Well, I didn't cut it or remove it completely as you saw in this video. It's still very much alive. It's too long, I'm aware, but it's fun. I don't care. But I could trim it sometimes if the video's like extra long. I want to help some the retention time for my videos, so I have a little stinger version of it I'll throw in from time to time. But yeah, no, it's not going anywhere. Even though I probably should. It would probably drastically increase my retention time. Guitar Hero 3SH says, next time you come to Orlando, you gotta check out Kiwi Camera Service. I meant to go there when I was there last year. And fun fact, I will be in Orlando in June, a Pokemon card convention that I'm a part of another YouTube channel. I'm one of the editors for that channel, and they're flying me out there to be a part of it. And it's happening in Orlando this year, so I'll be there. We'll see if I'll get to go do anything else outside of the event, but it is on my list. I am aware of it. SPTGANL says, would love a review of the new Kodak Mini Shot 4 era. Does 4x4 prints. Yeah, that is super, super cool and exciting. I was reached out by a company to review it. They say they're with Kodak. I get those people from time to time. They're not really ever with these people. They are a third-party company that bids sponsorships in a way. Basically, they use content creators to make reviews that they'll get paid for, but the content creator doesn't actually get the money. They get the free product. Well, I was contacted recently by one of those companies to review that, and I was like, that does look cool, but I had to decline. Their terms were ridiculous. But I am aware of it, and I do want to check it out, so we'll see. So there you have it. There is the first ever inaugural segment of reading your comments from the previous video. Do you like this? Should I continue to do it? I'll probably do it at least a couple more times and see how it goes. But if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, leave some down below. Maybe I'll address them in the next video. So, are you going to be getting one of these? Do you have one of these? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Let me know in the comments below. Let's continue the conversation. Let's chat about it. And again, special thank you to Molly for loaning me this camera for this video. Go check out her YouTube channel. A link is in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Now, get out there. Make some art.